These gloves are not as good as the gloves in the alto. These ones, eh. Hey, BetterSax players. A couple months ago, I bought a cheap alto saxophone off of Amazon, and I did a video comparing it to my professional Yanagisawa. Now, that horn turned out to play pretty good considering it only cost $270. Lots of people ask me to do the same thing for Soprano. So I got this cheap Soprano saxophone. It's actually the same brand off of Amazon. It cost about the same amount of money, $280 or so. And I'm gonna compare it to my Yanagisawa. We're gonna do an unboxing, and after the unboxing, there's gonna be a blind test. You're not gonna know which saxophone I'm playing. I want you to listen and tell me which one you like the best. There's gonna be an on-screen poll where you can click and vote. Afterwards, I'll tell you what I think of this saxophone, if it's a good investment or not, and then I'll reveal to you which horn was which in the blind test. Let's get to the unboxing. They pack these, there's not in a box, the case is the box. So, not the best way to pack a saxophone. Okay, right on top we got the gloves. They're not the same gloves. Gloves in the alto were really nice. These ones, eh. Last time I didn't bother to test the mute. I can't imagine. Okay, mouthpiece brush. If you pull the swab through every time, you're never gonna need this. Basic neck strap will do the job though, I'm sure, but not very well. We've got a mouthpiece with a reed attached and a ligature. Not terrible. It's got square chamber, kind of like a classical style mouthpiece. Yeah, what is this? This looks like a second neck strap. This is much better. This, well, it doesn't go up so well, but it doesn't slip as much. And, you know, it's got one of these things. These are gonna be the backpack straps. These are the sort of things that can easily slip and come off. Let's get this off here. You know, this bag is not, you don't keep this bag, you just throw this away. Get rid of that. That's just for packing. Inside, I bet there's gonna be one of these things, and there is. Now, you could probably see that. See all the lint and the fuzz that comes off of that? If you use these things, your case is gonna have like green and yellow lint in it all the time. That's also gonna be on the inside of your saxophone. It's just generally a bad idea. If you've got a swab and you use the swab, you have absolutely no need of this. What I like to do with these things, see if I can do it here. Okay, because you want the end plug. So sometimes you could twist off this end plug and just use that. Otherwise, I would just cut that with a pair of pliers so I could keep the end plug for when this is in the case, when it's on the saxophone. Well, it's supposed to keep it from moving around a lot, but as you can see, it's not really doing its job. So in this case, this saxophone moves around a tremendous amount. So let's see, when I have it closed. Oh, see, that's terrible. What else do we have? We've got a straight neck, a slightly curved neck. Having a look at the saxophone, we've got some engraving on the bell. We've got the Slade logo, again, designed by USA. Now I want to check the mechanisms. First thing I look for, how much play is in the keys. You see this? This key is not, there's a big gap between the key and the post here. Here, look at that. So we have this play in this direction a lot. So that's something that needs to be fixed right away. The alto is okay. It wasn't perfect, but the smaller the saxophone gets, the more precise things need to be. All right, let's look a little bit closer to some of these corks. Corks seem to be glued on reasonably well. Although, look, here's already one that's come off. That's the sort of thing that's likely to happen with these saxophones as well, is some corks that aren't attached so well, don't have enough glue, will fall off in the beginning. So far, just with a very quick look at this, I don't have high hopes for how well this saxophone is going to play. There's a lot of mechanical play. When the mechanisms aren't really tight, you're going to develop a lot more leaks a lot faster. So this horn might play pretty well today, but it's going to quickly develop leaks. Okay, one more mechanical thing I want to check. Let's see how this one fits. First, the straight neck, a bit tight. That's totally loosened. Not ideal. I can barely get it out. Let's see what the other neck fits like. This one has a better fit. Okay, so one thing I want to see, does this thing actually fit in the horn? It kind of seems a bit too big. So you're gonna get stuck. It's too big for the saxophone. I knew it. Shouldn't have even bothered. Now I have to get this thing out. Hopefully this thing will come in handy for something. Or I could just get two things stuck inside the saxophone. Okay, got it out. So this is completely useless. I mean, it's probably good for an alto. Let's see quickly the other swab that came with it. And this works. You got one that works. You've got one that probably works for an alto. Okay, let's put the leak light down this thing and see how bad it really is. Okay, our right hand is not too bad. And now I'm going to check the left hand. Not great, but it'll play. The B flat key closes long before the B. You have to really squeeze to get the B to close as well. If you took this to a repairman, he could do something with it and get it to be in a more acceptable shape. Okay, so I just got this. This is the mouthpiece that came with it. This saxophone didn't come with any cork grease. What's up with this, guys? Get the cork grease. You got the wrong size swab, two neck straps. One of them is useless. One of them is actually okay. Get rid of those gloves that are completely useless and put some cork grease in the case instead. So, like, I can do this, but a kid, you know, like a young student is gonna have a lot of trouble getting this on and off, especially without the cork grease. Let's test it out and see how she plays. That's weird. This saxophone only plays Kenny G. All right, well, I have to say, you know, despite the mechanical issues it has, it plays pretty good. I checked the intonation with a tuner and it plays in tune, you know, for soprano, as well as I can play soprano in tune, but I didn't come across any intonation problems. Okay, let's get into the blind test now. I'm gonna play the same exact thing on both saxophones, this one from Amazon and my professional Yanagisawa. When you see the on-screen poll, you click on it and vote for the saxophone you think sounds the best. Immediately afterwards, you'll see the results of the poll. I'm curious to know if everyone's gonna like this horn better or my horn better. Let's find out. Afterwards, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on whether I think this is a good investment or not. And then I'll reveal to you which instrument was which. Although there's quite a few mechanical problems with this saxophone, once again, I'm really surprised at how well it plays out of the box. Now, the mechanical problems it's got could be sorted out by a decent repair technician with not too much work. It might cost an hour or two of labor, so factor in another $100 to $200 to get this set up and playing well. The case, on the other hand, is not good. The saxophone, when it's in the case, is bouncing around, moving around. You know, whatever mechanical problems it has now are just going to get worse. So factor in like another $100 for a decent case. All in, for about $500, you could get a pretty decent playing saxophone. Although at that price, you could probably find something a bit better secondhand. And that's not factoring in the cost of a decent mouthpiece. So figure another $100 for a good mouthpiece if you don't already have one. If you've got the budget, I recommend spending a bit more and get something with a little bit more attention to quality control. Or you could always roll the dice and order something like this on Amazon. You might get one that's a bit better set up than the one I got. And as long as Amazon is going to take your return, no problem, you really don't have much to lose. Now, I made no adjustments whatsoever to this saxophone. In the blind test, I played both instruments with my mouthpiece, which is a Van Doren V16 8 opening. I can definitely hear a significant difference between this horn and my saxophone, and my Yanagisawa is a pleasure to play, more so than this one. Ergonomically, tone-wise, it just feels better in a lot of different ways. However, I have to admit that this saxophone set up a little bit better would get the job done. So the bottom line is, if you've got a really limited budget and you want a soprano saxophone, you could do worse than this Slade soprano saxophone that I bought off of Amazon. I put a link in the description. It's an affiliate link, so if you do want to pick one of these up, please click that link. I'll get a small commission, which helps me support the channel and buy more saxophones to review here for you guys. If you like this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. If you're not already subscribed, get yourself subscribed and click the bell icon to receive notifications when I upload new videos. Go ahead and share this with anyone else who may be interested. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon in another BetterSax video.